They haven't penalized themselves very much, and they're playing good, solid football.
All right, and we'll talk a little bit more about what it has been that Dallas has been doing well versus Phoenix not necessarily looking all that good, and we'll talk more about that when we come back from these commercial messages. You know what? Phoenix, Arizona, Tempe, and environs, and indeed it would have been a dry first half for the Phoenix Cardinals had it not been for that 53-yard interception return for a touchdown by McDonald. To take a look at the quarterback comparison, Aikman has had a very impressive first half.
Well, you look at that, you know, he's on a 400-yard pace right there, and I think you have to like the way the young man's playing, coming off of a 5-week injury delay, and he's back. He looks like he's confident. You'll have to like the way that he's run their 2-minute offense at the end of the game, and I think their offense is playing solid.
And prior to getting to the 2-minute offense, Dallas has been doing a nice job of spreading the ball around and eating up a lot of the clock.
Good ball control. You keep the other offense off the field. Good play selection by David Shula. A lot of inside running with Palmer. Outside, they faked reverses. They've thrown to their tight end. They're outside people, and as you see right there, they've dominated the possession of time, and that's what you look for out of a good, consistent offense.
And Snake, as you pointed out before, I mean, Dallas just a very strong first half from a total yardage standpoint, 299, and that compares with the season average of only 266, which was 27th in the league.
So that graphic right there shows the improvement of this ball club. They come in, they really haven't laid the ball on the ground, haven't turned the ball over. They're playing solid.
Luis Zendejas will be kicking off for Dallas. And the second half is underway as Zendejas gets off a good one here. Out of the end zone is Usher. And Usher is met hard, but after a good return up to about the 28-yard line. Providing the big hit that time was Randy Shannon. So Gary Hogeboom looking for a better second half. And Snake, as you assess the first half of Hogeboom, again, you talk that it wasn't so much what Phoenix wasn't doing as much as what Dallas was doing. But what does Phoenix have to do the second half?
Well, they've tried to get some of their running game going, but I think they have to. Their offensive line is going to have to play better. Obviously, Gene Stallings thinks that Gary Hogeboom has not been getting the job done. Here he's going to go with the young Tom Tupa, very inexperienced. His offensive line's got to help him.
Second-year player from Ohio State. Sekahima. 2-yard run up to the 31 will bring up a 2nd and 8. Tom Tupa, we had a chance to talk with him back in Washington, and I guess the remarkable thing about him is how smooth-skinned he was.
Oh, he's just such a young-looking kid, you know, that you know, he doesn't really look lived in that much, you know, and he had a tough day when he played his last time out, you know. He threw 6 interceptions, but I guess that's all part of the learning situation a young one goes through.
Tupa back to pass. Complete to Earl Farrell. Up near the 34-yard line, a gain of 4 on the play.
JB, I think one of the things they could do to help young Tom Tupa would be the play selection, to call things where he can get rid of the ball in a hurry, where he doesn't have to hold the ball back there, because the offensive line is really not giving him the protection that they need. They didn't do it for Hogeboom. You've got a young, inexperienced quarterback. Let's call something where he doesn't have to hold the ball, where he can release it and get it gone.
Tupa's only start this season back on October 15th against the Eagles. And that was a loss 17-5. Tupa threw 6 interceptions in that game. Complete for the first down to Roy Green. And Green didn't take the hit square that time, but at least his first contact of the afternoon across the 40. A 9-yard pass play from Tupa to Green.
Well, that's what you got to get, that first little completion. Here's a tight coverage right here, and they're going to bring those defensive backs out of their nickel package. They're going to bring them after Tupa. Watch those guys out. There they go. He sees it, gets rid of the ball quickly. The receivers read it, give him the real quick, good turnaround. And I think that's a good sign when you see Roy Green catch the ball and move around with it.
Earl Farrell by Sikahema, the backs. 1st and 10, ball at the 43. Play action. Tupa with time. Complete to Ernie Jones. And Jones inside the 30 to the 28-yard line for the 1st down. A 29-yard pass play. So Tupa coming out to shoot strongly.
Real nice job. Real nice play fake in the backfield. All the way across for Ernie Jones. All the way to the other side. The play fake holds those linebackers. Holds the linebackers. Gives the Ernie Jones time to clear the backers. Tupa sitting in there with a good pass protection. Finds him. Throws the ball on the money, and he's got him in business.
Ball at the 28 of Dallas. Farrell, the lone back. Flags everywhere. We'll find out whether or not the Dallas defense was drawn offsides.
Looks like the right guard, number 61.
False start, 61 offense.
And that will go against Phoenix, Lance Smith. Kind of interesting when we talk to Coach Gene Stallings, he says about Lance Smith, he's a reliable, tough ball player, may miss an assignment or draw a penalty every now and then.
Occasionally, little lapse.
1st and 15. Two tight end formation. Not much room there, Snake.
Got those linebackers up in there to help on run support. You don't always have to bring the linebackers just in passing situations. You can get those linebackers in there and rush those gaps, and it helps you with your run defense.
Sikahema ran into a wall of blue that time, led by Eugene Lockhart.
Eugene, the hitting machine.
And he is having one whale of a season. Eugene Lockhart. 2nd and 15. 4 wideouts in for the Cardinals. Complete. It'll be shy of the 1st down, about 5 yards shy. Roy Green, the receiver, and again, Roy Green taking some hitting that time. 9-yard pickup.
I think that's a good sign when you got a guy that is explosive and you're a deep threat like Roy Green, playing a little tentative because of a collarbone injury. To see him make a couple of catches, take some hits, has to be a positive thing.
This will bring up a 3rd and 6. Bill Bates, Manny Hendricks, the extra DBs in for the Cowboys. Tupa going for Green and nearly intercepted. A good effort on the part of Roy Green to actually strip the ball away from Ron Francis.
Well, I think Tupa would like to have that one back. He had him beat. Roy Green has a step or two on his guy, and then Tupa underthrows the ball. There he is. There's Roy Green right in the slot. He's going to go down and run to the corner. Now watch where the ball arrives. The ball is going to be thrown a little bit late, and it's going to be underthrown. There's Roy Green going to the corner. Now watch the ball. The ball is underthrown, and Roy Green does a good job of saving interception.
This will be a 42-yard field goal attempt. We'll call it a 41 by Al Del Greco, and it's blocked.
Maybe too tall. He was in there earlier on that extra point. You see how high he gets up.
6'9" worth of too tall Jones, starting in his 201st consecutive game and getting a lot of playing time. And of course, he's got a little extra incentive to play well today, coming back in town today after having spent the past couple of days with his moms with a heart attack in Tennessee. Ranked defenses in the country, and it'll be put to the test next week, Saturday at 2:30 Eastern Time, right here on CBS, as they entertain Notre Dame. And Notre Dame is more than just Raheem Rocket Ismail, Ken.
Well, they got a really well-balanced team. You know, they've got size, strength, speed, and most of all, they're an extremely well-coached team.
And right here, Dallas Cowboys, 1st and 10, ball at the 24. Aikman has the pass batted, and there is a flag on the play. Phoenix couldn't come up with the ball. Rod Sadler looked to be the one who knocked that ball down. And this will go against Phoenix. As you take a look at Tom Dooley, he was talking with the head linesman Leo Miles.
Holding 56 defense, first down.
That's Ken Harvey.
Well, Ken Harvey has been asked to do some pass coverage as opposed to rushing the passer this year. And of course, you get on those little running backs coming out of the backfield. You've got to do whatever you can to help out. We really can't see it there, but he was holding the back as a receiver when he comes out of the backfield.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Ball marked at the 29. And Palmer runs his way up near the 35-yard line. Picks up about 6 on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd and 4.
I think Dallas stays with just what they've been doing, JB. They're running the ball inside. They've got the good play selection. They're protecting Aikman, I think, is the most important thing. The thing that he needs is experience. And he needs good experience. When I mean good experience of sitting in there, getting good pass protection, people not knocking him around all the time. And I think he's getting that today.
2nd and 4. Back shift. And this is Palmer, and Palmer is met and slammed. Give the credit to Freddie Joe Nunn. A loss of 1 on the play.
Well, Freddie Joe Nunn, defensive tackle right there, is going to come down, meet the back. Right as he gets the ball, there he is coming down right there. Plays off the block, meets the back right in the backfield. Thing you can't allow as an offensive lineman is penetration by a defensive lineman.
And loss of 1 brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Cowboys. Hand off to Palmer. Ken Harvey wasn't buying the fake. Drops him. So that'll bring up a punting situation. Give Ken Harvey the credit for dropping Palmer for a 2-yard loss.
Again, the penetration by a defensive lineman. Rod Sadler, number 72, got the penetration, forced Palmer up in the middle so that Harvey could make the play.
Saxon on the punt for the Cowboys. Back for the Cardinals, Darrell Usher.
You got it, you got it, you got it!
Usher takes it at the 22 and skips his way up to the 32, so about a 10-yard return. Bill Bates on the tackle. 46-yard punt by Mike Saxon. 7:41 remaining in the 3rd. Dallas on top by 6. Cardinals will take over at their own 32, and Tupa was 4 of 5 for 51 yards on his first drive, and although the Cardinals did not score, he looked impressive. 2 tight end formation, Robert Awalt and Walter Reeves. And Tupa finds Awalt complete, and Awalt dives for the first down. So a 10-yard pass play, Tupa to Awalt. And we've got an update coming your way. Let's check back in New York with Brent. All right, Brent, and I'm sure he wanted to perform well after having his picture on the cover of SI. Here we've got Earl Farrell driving it for a 2-yard gain up to the 45.
Well, no embarrassment to be beaten by Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. They do a number on just about everybody they play.
No doubt about it. Say Tupa, although not a good outing against Philadelphia, really was chomping at the bit to get back into action as soon as he could.
Yeah, a young player needs experience, and the only way to get that, of course, is out on the field. He has a good, strong arm. He has good size. The only thing he doesn't have, of course, is the experience.
Earl Farrell, the lone back. And Farrell, good hard run as Eugene Lockhart ropes him down. A hard-earned 2 yards.
Little draw out of their spread type formation. You get a passing down, long yardage, and all packages. In the passing packages, you always have the draws and the screens.
Brings up a 3rd and 6 for Phoenix. Cardinals only 2 of 8 third down conversions. Roy Green in the slot to the near side. And Tupa. Looked to be some confusion there. The tight end, Robert Awalt, has his hands on his hips.
A lot of people in there. That was their 47 package, as Dallas calls it. They come in with 7 defensive backs. They put Bill Bates right in the center of all that action, and that's there's Bill Bates right here. Moves in from middle linebacker, defensive back, here, and they play zone. Tupa throws the ball. See, there's Bill Bates. He throws the ball right into the area where Bill Bates is sitting down.
Rich Camarillo. Derek Shepard. Shepard dropped at the 11, a 41-yard punt, 5-yard return. So the Cowboys will take over trailing, make that leading 13-7. Glorious afternoon here in Tempe. Dallas leading at 13-7. Not so glorious if you're a Cardinals fan. Sun Devil Stadium seats over 74,000.
I think that puts new meaning to the words good seats still available. If you don't like the game, you bring your suntan oil and work on the bronze the body.
And won't be bothered. Ball at the 17 of Dallas. 1st and 10. And Palmer. No gain on the play.
Need a good defensive stand out of the Cardinals right here, JB. They've got them backed up on the 15-yard line, and if they can get some defensive pressure, and they get it right here through their defensive line, applying the pressure, and if they can hold right here and make them punt from their own 5-yard line, 10-yard line or so, then you're going to get out of there with some good field position.
Gary Hadd leading the tackling. 2nd and 9. Palmer, the lone back. Complete. Roped out of bounds. Palmer pushed out by Tim McDonald.
Good job by Tim McDonald coming up from that strong safety position. That kid right there can really play football. Of course, we said earlier, 5 interceptions now, and I tell you another thing he really does well is he gets up there, supports that run, and he'll pop you.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 7 situation for the Cowboys. Ball is marked at their own 20. 4:35 remaining in the 3rd period. Cowboys lead at 13-7.
Going after it.
And they come. And Aikman releases. Great attempt. Jay Taylor was providing the coverage, and James Dixon is just furious with the official.
Well, the Cowboys have tried the same thing every time that they get that blitz, that man-to-man pressure. The Cowboys go up on those corners. This time, Jay Taylor does a nice job of fighting for the ball and stripping the ball loose. I think that's a nice play by the cornerback.
Jay Taylor.
Dixon not real pleased with that.
Well, with the delay down there on the field, this one certainly is being reviewed upstairs. Bill Parkinson, the replay official on site here at Sun Devil Stadium. Well, I guess the argument that maybe James Dixon...
After further review, the play will stand as called.
Well, that settles that. Dixon probably was thinking he had the ball.
Maybe down when...
And down by contact.
Sure, but down when by the time the ball was stripped. But they say no.
So Mike Saxon will boot it away for the Cowboys. By Sekahima back for the Cardinals. Couldn't throw them off sides. Saxon pushes him back. Sekahima. Flag on the play as Vai Sekahima takes it across the 45-yard line. But there is a flag on a play. A 51-yard punt, 15-yard return by Sekahima. And Sekahima, consistently one of the league's best in punt returns and kickoff returns. Not particularly fast, but cagey.
Disregard the flag. There is no foul. First down.
Disregard it, huh?
Fell out of his pocket. He just slipped out of his pocket. No problem. Pick it up and play.
Admit to it.
Well, here's a good opportunity for the Cardinals. They got the good field position, so we will see.
Yeah, that action will come your way next week on CBS, starting with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern Time. Then you'll see either Minnesota facing Philadelphia. Of course, Philadelphia lost today. New Orleans taking on Atlanta, always a big rivalry. Or the Rams hosting Phoenix. That's next Sunday right here on CBS.
Sounds like John Robinson has got his team back on track. They shellacked the Giants today.
Leading 31-3. Farrell and Sekahima. RBI. Farrell the up back. Sekahima. And Sekahima doesn't go very far. Give the credit to Tony Tolbert.
You know, I think the Cardinals are better off running the ball inside. They pitch sweep the ball there a couple of times. They did it in the other series. And if you look at who they have in the backfield, they've got Errol Farrell, not a good outside runner, good between the tackles. They've got Vai Sekahima, not a burner by any means, can't get outside. So run those guys between the tackles. I think that's the ticket with that set of backs.
And Tolbert talked about as being the one to move Too Tall Jones out. Tolbert, good feet for Jimmy Johnson. 2nd and 11, loss of 1 on the play. Tupa throws incomplete, throwing behind Robert Awalt. Vince Albritton thinking he could have had one picked off.
Well, they had something working, and I guess that's what you're going to see when you got an inexperienced quarterback. Hasn't worked that much with the first unit. Robert Awalt, you see right there, cutting across the middle. Had something working. Tupa throws the ball behind him. Big Terry Bradshaw fan right there. Tom Tupa. Of course, Terry Bradshaw's got a lot of fans. I'm one of them.
And reason to be. You know, Tupa couldn't grow a beard if he wanted to.
He hadn't shaved yet, has he?
At all. No. 23 years of age. 3rd and 11. Tupa out of the shotgun. 3 wide receiver set. And Jim Jeffcoat is going to complain that he was drawn offsides by Joe Wolf.
False start, 68 offense. 3rd down.
And Jeffcoat's right. Jimmy Johnson had some kind words for Joe Wolf.
Yeah, he said he was really emphatic about it, that Joe Wolf just holds out there. He just grabs people, holds people, and he goes right to the referee before the game starts and say, hey, watch that guy, he's holding.
Said he's the holdingest player he's ever seen. 3rd and 16. Tupa had the time. Jeffcoat got to him. Sack number 1 for Jeffcoat.
Well, you're going to see the pressure is going to come from the left side of your screen. Jeffcoat putting the pressure on, working on Joe Wolf, rookie player over there, and that's where the heat's going to come from. I think Tupa holds the ball a little bit too long here, dancing around, dancing around. When you feel that pressure, just throw the ball away and don't lose those yards and save them for your punter.
3rd sack of the game and a flag on the play. And boy, this one comes off the side of the foot. Goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So Rich Camarillo shanks one. There is a flag. Only a 29-yard punt. Motion against Phoenix.
Illegal motion, number 23 on the kicking team. Penalty is declined. 1st down.
Marcus Turner. Minnesota over Tampa 24-10. And Detroit beats Green Bay. First home win in 1989. So Detroit picks up its 2nd victory of the year. Chicago blanking Pittsburgh 20-0. So Minnesota will stay out in front. Their record improves to 7-3. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Play action. Complete to Dixon. 1st down. To James Dixon, 19-yard pass play from Aikman to Dixon.
Well, obviously they like that matchup over there. They've been working on Carl Carter all day. It's going to happen from the right side of your screen, and like I said, they've hit that play several times. It's just a big, deep in route about 15 yards coming out of the play fake. Aikman throws a rocket right on the numbers right in there, and they like that matchup. Carl Carter playing awfully soft.
2:28 remaining in the 3rd. Cowboys on top by 6. Palmer. Gain of maybe 1. Will bring up a 2nd and 9 situation.
Cardinals need a big play. They got to get their big play people. They got to get Ken Harvey needs to make a big play. They've got to get some pass rush on Aikman, and they're not doing that. They haven't been doing it all year long. Their pass rush has been a problem, and their cornerbacks have been a problem. But somebody has to step forward and make the big play for the Cardinals.
Darrell Johnston and Paul Palmer the backs. 2nd and 9. Palmer. Can't find any daylight. Loss of 1 on the play. Eric Hill, rookie middle linebacker out of LSU. Said the position is coming along pretty well for him, Eric Hill. Biggest thing, of course, was just learning how to read everything taking place.
A lot of action in there for a middle linebacker and a young middle linebacker. Those guards are pulling both ways. You got the center firing out on you, and I think experience is awfully important at that position, and to understand the reads of what people are doing to you on the other side, and it just comes with time.
He ought to be a good one. Michael Zordich and Jay Taylor in the extra DBs for Phoenix. 3rd and 11. 4 wide receiver set. Aikman in and out of the arms of James Dixon. And Aikman has seen a few of those today.
You know, Aikman's getting really good pass protection. He's been able to sit back there all day and let those guys run those deep in cuts, and he's throwing the ball on target too. Really playing well for after a 5-week layoff.
So Mike Saxon will come on again to punt as Troy Aikman heads to the sidelines.
I think it's only a matter of time before Jimmy Johnson gets a couple more players here and a couple more players there and help Aikman out with some personnel, and I think the Cowboys will be fine. And Saxon barely gets that one away. Sekahima signals for the fair catch.
Ball goes out of bounds at the 13-yard line. We talked about some of the scores just a few moments ago with Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit. Now you take a look at the standings as a result of those early results. Minnesota improves its record to 7-3. Chicago at 6-4. Green Bay drops to 5-5. And Detroit improves. So Minnesota sitting on top there, and it's still going to be a tight one between Minnesota and Chicago.
I think Chicago's hanging in pretty tough, especially with their quarterback situation being what it's been. A little indecision there between Harbaugh and between Tom Zach, but they're hanging in, playing good, tough defense.
Phoenix, 1st and 10 from its own 12. Play action. Tupa complete to Awalt, who gets the first down at the 25-yard line. So a 13-yard pass play from Tupa to Awalt. And the clock is running, 22 seconds remaining in the 3rd period.
Same play they ran earlier, JB, in the first half. They fake a little toss back to the back, and they pull a guard out there to help protect the quarterback. The quarterback kind of gives a little half sprint, and then they slide their tight end, Awalt, out in the flat. Awalt's really playing good, too.
And Snake, it appears as if they're going to let the clock run down, and in fact they did. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score: Dallas 13, Phoenix 7. We now pause for a word from your local station. Start of the final stanza here in Tempe, Arizona. Cardinals have the ball. They trail 13-7. Ball at their own 26. 1st and 10. Complete. Maybe about a foot shy of the first down marker. Tupa to Roy Green.
You have to respect Roy Green out there, and that's the case with the Cowboys playing off of him, and Tupa just fires the ball out there and take that little gain.
Well, it's close enough for a measurement. And Roy Green, while of course not 100%, not his old self, certainly I'm sure is glad to be on the receiving end of the passes and taking the hits to make sure that the collarbone is okay. Well, John Stallings, the son of Coach Gene Stallings, hoping to have plenty more to smile about here.
Oh, what a great kid he is. I spent some time with him occasionally, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful kid.
And Farrell dropped in the backfield. Ed Too Tall Jones leading the way, a loss of 4 on the play. And Johnny Stallings' father, Gene Stallings, very active in a number of community activities here, including an activity called First Downs for Down Syndrome, of course, which is what Johnny is suffering from. And every first down that the Cardinals make, they contribute money to this organization, First Down for Down Syndrome. And Gene Stallings certainly is a very loved man here in this community, irrespective of the difficulties that the team has had on the field.
Very active in the community, and who donates an awful lot of his time to go out and help the underprivileged and make himself available for whatever civic cause around the city. And he's a popular man here, and I think he's done a great, great coaching job so far, especially with the injuries.
And it is definitely genuine. Well, play is being stopped on the field, and this one is being discussed. Tom Dooley. And it looks like we have a bit of a clock problem over here.
There's the meeting of the minds.
Well, Snake, we were talking about Roy Green and the fact that he is not 100%. 3 catches for 28 yards. Did you get the impression that he felt he was coming back too quickly?
reset the game clock. 13:48.
So they're going to add 8 more seconds to the game clock.
I think, I thought that he did come back a little bit quick, especially when you watch him run before the game during warm-ups. He seemed real tentative on a couple of his routes during the game. But after catching the last couple of passes, it's like he may be okay.
2nd and 14 for the Cardinals. Tupa complete to Awalt. And Awalt stays in bounds for the first down and a whole lot more, down to the 49 of Dallas.
Well, they've used that route the entire game, just getting Awalt out in the flats against that zone-type coverage and getting the ball quick to him. There he is, down, out in the flats, get the ball out in front of him where he can turn upfield with it, and that's what Tupa does. He gets the pass protection. The ball is out front where he can turn up. Awalt does a good job of dancing the sidelines. He's tough when he catches it.
And the play is being whistled dead before it even starts.
Still clock problems.
Well, it looks like they had some problems before, and Tom Dooley was pointing up in the direction of the clock. Let's see.
Disregard the flag. There is no foul. First down.
That's that slippery flag that falls out.
And that was a phantom one at that. Robert Awalt, 5 catches for 98 yards. Tom Tupa, since he's been in there, 8 of 11 for 105 yards. 2 tight end formation for the Cardinals. Tupa audibly. And Tupa was throwing in the direction of Ernie Jones, but threw far in front of him.
I think he read what they were trying to do. They walked the linebackers up into the line. They walked a strong safety up into the line. I think Tupa saw that they were going to come after him with the blitz. I don't think the outside receiver read it, where he's got to break it off quick and expect the ball quick.
So, Snake, so often we talk only in terms of the quarterback, though.
There's what we're talking about right there, JB. See him inching up in there, putting the pressure on him. Tupa reads it, gets rid of the ball, but I don't think the receiver was expecting it.
So it's more than the quarterback being on that page.
Everybody's got to read it together.
2nd and 10. Play action. Oh, my goodness, and boy, would Robert Awalt love to have that one back. Wide open, and he drops it.
Well, it looked like Tupa delivered the ball in a really tough place to catch it. He's on the move. It looked like the ball was kind of on the backside of him, down on his hip, and that's really tough to turn and make that catch. And that's going to be the timing that young man will get sooner or later with playing more and more with Robert Awalt.
Little fine-tuning to be done, but do you like what you see from the young man so far?
I think you have to. I think his numbers are good. He's throwing for a high completion percentage, and I think they're helping him by sending in plays that lets him get rid of the ball and not asking him to hold it like that.
13:24 remaining in the contest. Dallas on top 13-7. 3rd and 10 for the Cardinals. And there's a flag on the play, and it looks like that was too much time.
Delay of game, offense.
30-second clock. 30-second clock gets him. A lot of times that's not a quarterback's fault. I don't know if that's the case here. I'm not protecting him by any means, but you have to get those plays down from the press box, signal into the quarterback, give him enough time to get in the huddle, call it, come out, look over the defense, and get it going.
And I guess even more important that process is a smooth and efficient one with the youngster at the quarterback.
No doubt. You have to make it as easy as you can for him because of his lack of experience.
Third and 15 for the Cardinals. Ball at the 46 of Phoenix. Tupa. Tupa runs to within 3 yards of the marker, but will be shy of the first down. And you saw him take 2 or 3 hits, but he's a big boy.
He is a big boy. Here's that 47 package. Defensive backs everywhere. Give that a good coverage play, almost a coverage sack. They've got everything covered. Look, there's nobody to throw to. Nobody's open. He has to pull it down and run, and does a good job with it.
Well, Snake, this brings up a 4th and 3. Do you go for it?
I think you have to here. I don't know if you're going to get the opportunity to get back down here. They're not playing as consistently as they should. So what do you have to lose? You have to gamble with a team that's beat up as much as they are.
First down, Walter Reeves. And that is Walter Reeves' first catch of the season.
He's the second tight end in this 2 tight end formation, primarily a blocker, as you say. And here's the situation right here. They're going to bring Awalt across in motion. He's going to come across in motion out here, and the tight end right here is going to hook it up. That's the way the play is designed. There comes the motion. Real quick, there's the other tight end. Hooks it up right there on about the hash mark. Good call. Makes your quarterback doesn't have to hold the ball long.
Reeves, a rookie tight end out of Auburn, who Gene Stallings says is going to make a fine one if he can utilize his blocking better right now. 1st and 10 for Phoenix. Ball at the 37. And Phoenix.
Their first charge team timeout.
Calls
TV
for a timeout. And Tom Tupa wants to come over to the sidelines and discuss it with Gene Stallings and Gary Hogaboom. A strong game indeed, and Dallas is leading it. Tom Tupa has come in for Gary Hogaboom in the second half. Dallas rushing yards 78 to 44, but again, Phoenix just does not have a backfield, depleted by injury. But let's talk a little bit about Tom Tupa. Ken Stabler having a great game thus far.
I think so. You take a young man, a rookie player, hasn't played hardly need all. He comes in, he's 9 for 14 now with 100 yards. He's got his team in a position to hopefully tie the football game up. I think you have to like the way the young player's coming.
What about his poise?
I like that too. He's standing in the pocket. I think the play calling has helped him a lot.
1st and 10 for Phoenix. Ball at the 37 of Dallas. Plenty of time for Tupa. Complete to Robert Awalt. 7-yard pickup on that pass play from Tupa to Awalt. And Robert Awalt, who didn't catch a pass at all last week, again, Snake and I have talked about it a lot, really complained in a very diplomatic fashion about how he wanted more.
And I think that's good. You get a guy who wants to play. He wants the ball because he knows he can take it and do something with it and help his team and contribute. So you tell him, hey, throw me the ball. I think I can do something. They're rewarding him with it today.
I guess the classy thing was that he didn't point any fingers. He just said, give me the ball more. 2nd and 3 for Phoenix. Ball at the 30 of Dallas. Delayed handoff, and Farrell runs close to the first down. We'll call it a gain of 2. So take a look at what Tupa has done on this drive.
Probably the best drive of the game for them. Young quarterback has come in and done a good job. They've got a good, long, sustained drive. Their defense, is off on the sidelines, getting the rest. That's what you want your offense to do, ball control.
Earl Farrell and Jesse Clark, the backs in for Phoenix, on 3rd and 1. Farrell. And it looks like he's going to be shy. Snake looked to be a little bit of a poor execution on that play.
Not a very good exchange between the center, the quarterback, and Errol Farrell. Tupa was late getting the ball back to Farrell. Farrell had to kind of stop, tentative, waiting on the ball. It cost him right there.
Not to be, or rather not unexpected when you got a new guy in there.
Yeah, that's something that you have to needs to be automatic, is all those exchanges need to be automatic. You shouldn't have any second thoughts about getting the football.
So Al Del Greco comes on to attempt a 45-yarder. He's had one block and he missed one in the 40 to 45 range. And this one is good. So Al Del Greco boots the Cardinals to within 3 of the Cowboys. So the 45-yard field goal by Al Del Greco brings the Cardinals to within 3 of the Dallas Cowboys. 9:14 remaining in the game. And the Cowboys still maintaining some of their mystique, if you will. Fans love to come and watch them play.
They've had some consecutive sellouts on the road. I know people enjoy watching the Cowboys play, and maybe they like to come and see the new regime. Jimmy Johnson, their highly paid young quarterback, Troy Aikman. There's still a mystique about this team.
Dixon from inside the 5. And Carl Carter finally brings Dixon down across the 25-yard line. So Troy Aikman will get the new version Cowboys back in action. Washington over Philadelphia. That took place earlier. Minnesota over Tampa Bay. And Detroit picking up its 2nd victory of the year. Rodney Peete, of course, at quarterback. Chicago blanking Pittsburgh. And boy, that game tough one as expected. Denver and Kansas City. 1st and 10 from the 27. 9:04 remaining in the game. Aikman with bunches of time. Throws incomplete to Darryl Johnston. One of those little playground terms, bunches of time.
Bunches of time. Well, I think he does the right thing by throwing the ball away. Of course, when you throw the ball away, you need to be careful where you do that. That time he threw it in kind of a crowd of people. They're going to get the pressure on him this time with the down people. There's Freddie Joe Nunn right there. You're going to see Rod Sadler trying to apply the pressure. He holds the ball a long time, but then throws the ball away smartly.
Brings up a 2nd and 10. Obviously, important defensive series for the Cardinals. Complete for the 1st down to Derek Shepard at the 42-yard line. 20-yard pickup.
Well, what makes this play happen is the fact that Troy Aikman, there's the quarterback right there, and he's going to sprint out. He's going to come this way. It's a design sprint out. Watch those linemen right there turn. Watch them turn. See them turn. Try to pin everybody to the inside. Let the young quarterback get to the outside. Designed roll out. Throwing the ball on the run. Nice play.
Folsom, Gogan, and Kerr. Excellent job of blocking along that line. 1st and 10. Ball at the 47. Palmer and Johnston, the backs. This is Palmer. And Palmer up to the 48. Near the 49, a gain of 2. Rod Sadler on the stop.
Very important drive here for Dallas, maintaining a 3-point lead, 8 minutes left on the clock. Let that clock work for you. Keep that clock spinning. Get the ball down in there, hopefully for touchdown. It makes the Cardinals have to have 2 scores to win.
2nd and 8 for Dallas. Ball marked at the 49.
Conversely, the defense needs to stop them here. Force punt to give your offensive team as much time as possible to get it done.
Play action. Harvey. And Harvey will be credited with the sack. Had Troy Aikman in the grasp.
That's what they're yelling for, in the grasp. Well, it's that design rollout. There's the fake to Paul Palmer. Then he's going to get outside on that design rollout, and now he's just scrambling. Now he's improvising, trying to make something happen. He's in the grasp by 1 foot. I don't really call that in the grasp. Throws it away the way that he should. Here it is again. They're going to say this is in the grasp. That's in the grasp by a shoelace.
Gary Had and Freddie Joe Nunn. Third and 22. Incomplete. Lonnie Young covering Derek Shepard like a blanket.
Good coverage job. Got the crowd back in the game. They appreciate the defensive effort, and what few of them that are here are really appreciative of that defensive effort.
Kenny, the few that you talked about being here is the season high for the Cardinals. 51,000 tickets sold, 49,600 actually on hand. So the Cowboys, although they did not keep that season road record going, the road record of 16 consecutive sellouts, nonetheless, they still have attracted the most fans here. Saxon to Vai Sekahima from the 11. To the 33.
There's that knack we talked about. He's got a knack for finding those lanes, and maybe that gives them the position that they need to get something going.
Continues next week, week 11 here on CBS. It all gets started with the NFL today at 12:30, and then some excellent lineups. Minnesota taking on the Eagles, New Orleans, and Atlanta. Or some of you will see the Rams hosting these Phoenix Cardinals. That's next Sunday right here on CBS. Good ball game here, 13-10. Dallas leads, 7:22 remaining. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Ball at their own 33. Awalt in motion. Play action. Looking for Roy Green. Was it caught? Complete to Roy Green, and that's enough for the first down. A 12-yard pass play. So Roy Green with his 4th reception of the afternoon. Interestingly, when I asked him yesterday, I said, hey, Roy, look, if you do play, will you be coming off the bench or backing up someone? He said, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I'm starting, buddy.
He puts that jersey on. You can bet he's going to be out there.
1st and 10 from the 45. Farrell. First down. To the 38.
Well, they've done a good job of loosening the defense up, JB, by throwing those little outs to Awalt on the outside, throwing those hooks in the middle, getting them to think pass. Now watch this area right in here. That's that draw area that you hit in. People expecting pass. They pop it in there. He cuts it back. Nice job of cutting back. Gets a nice block out of Roy Green, number 81, and now they're in business.
The first down rushing for the Cardinals. Ball at the 38 of Dallas. Awalt in motion. Tupa going for Green. Overthrows him. Everson Walls on the coverage.
Trying to slip Roy Green in behind the safeties with a little post route, holding them in there with the play fake. Try to get a safety to think that they're going to run, make him bite, make him sit down, make him take a step toward the line of scrimmage, and try to slip your flanker in behind him.
Second and 10 for Phoenix. 6:38 remaining in the contest. Incomplete. Vai Sekahima had it for a second until being popped.
Dallas in their 47 alignment on defense. They move Bill Bates, 7 defensive backs. They move Bill Bates and set him right in the middle like a defensive, like a linebacker. The reason they set Bates in there, and there he is right there, the reason they set him in there is in case they run the ball, he plays like a linebacker. You see him going with the back. This is a well-thrown ball. A nice catch there sure would help the young quarterback out.
3rd and 10.
And Bates is a tough one. Same look, 47.
Going up top. Complete. Touchdown, Phoenix. Ernie Jones. Greco makes it 17-13 Cardinals.
I think you have to like the way that Tom Tupa sits in there. He holds the ball, holds the ball, holds the ball, and it looks like it's a blown coverage. It's a blown coverage. He's just too wide open. He gets nice touch on the ball, lays it up there, touchdown. That has to be a blown coverage, just too wide open. Vince Albrighton getting over there too late.
Ernie Jones, second-year player out of Indiana, on the receiving end.
Watch the protection. Watch how long he sits in there and holds the ball. He reads the coverage. He's sitting in there getting a good protection. There's Basikahema sitting in there helping him, and then he lays it out where the only one that can get to it is the receiver. And nice read by the young quarterback.
Vince Albrighton too late. Shepard from the 2. Flag on the play. Ilya Jarashchuk on the tackle. And this will be against Dallas. Holding.
Holding, number 4 on the receiving team. First down.
It's Mike Saxon, the punter. So we've got a game here in the Valley. Sun Devil Stadium. Largest crowd of the season on hand has reason to cheer as Tom Tupa has come on in the second half in place of Gary Hogeboom and passed the Phoenix Cardinals in front of the Dallas Cowboys 17-13.
It's been all Dallas the first half of the game. Most of the third quarter, all the Cowboys. Aikman playing especially well, but then the young quarterback's bringing them back.
6:15 remaining. First and 10 for the Cowboys. Complete. First down and more. Kelvin Martin up to the 35-yard line. 13-yard pass play.
Well, Aikman's going to spread it out. Their offensive coaches are going to spread things out. The clock's working against them. 5 minutes, 50 seconds left. They're going to have to throw the ball. So they're going to come with their 3 wide receiver package and work against that deep zone that the Cardinals are sitting in.
Dallas, some impressive numbers on the afternoon. Phoenix just has come on strong in the second half. First and 10 for the Cowboys from the 35. Aikman gets it away under pressure. Palmer flags on the play. He's fast. Lonnie Young saved a touchdown, but there are 2 flags back at the 40-yard line. And Nate Newton, perhaps. And this goes against Dallas. Third penalty.
Illegal block in the back. Number 86 offense. First down.
James Dixon, the culprit.
Well, it's a design screen. They throw the ball out there. It's a little quick screen out to Paul Palmer right there, and he's cutting back. We don't see the infraction, but Paul Palmer gets loose. The infraction is way to the left. Look at Freddie Joe Nunn, a big defensive lineman, almost runs down Palmer, and then Young, who has the angle on him, runs him down.
Young showing a little bit of that hammer move. Back from the Raider days, huh?
George Atkinson. Jack Tatum action.
First and 15. Intended receiver was Paul Palmer off of his fingertips as Aikman had to go to the third option. Check that. Make that Junior Total Atasi.
Well, they run everybody off with the tight end, run them off with the wide receivers. Then Latasi slips out of the backfield, tries to come underneath as a safety valve type thing, and Aikman, trying to avoid the pressure, throws the ball a little high.
Latasi out, Paul Palmer in. 2nd and 15. Career best for Troy Aikman. Complete for the first down to Derek Shepard. And the clock continues to tick. 4:34 remaining.
Well, they've done this the entire game. They've taken their outside receivers and they've run those deep cuts, those deep ends that take a lot of time to get it done. There's the motion to get the backs to react, to try to get a read on the coverage. Aikman sees it. Here comes that deep end route by Shepard at the top of the screen. A really nice throw. 1st and 10.
Dixon to the near side. Shepard, Kelvin Martin to the far side. Palmer, the lone back. Palmer. Tim McDonald stops Palmer after a 2-yard gain.
As we said, that guy right there, one of the other good things that he does is come out of that secretary and bang people around. That time coming from a strong safety position, supporting the run for a no gain. Good football player right there.
We'd like to remind our viewers that 60 Minutes will air in its entirety immediately following this telecast, except in the Mountain and Pacific time zones.
Tick, 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 tick.
And here we are with a great ball game in Tempe, Arizona. Cowboys and Cardinals. Cardinals on top by 4.
Quarterback needs pass protection. Defensive line needs some pressure.
Aikman back on 2nd and 8. Going up top. Intercepted. Tim McDonald with his 2nd interception of the afternoon, number 6 on the year. Tim McDonald returned an interception 53 yards in the first half for a touchdown. This one a 42-yard return of an interception.
Well, here he is sitting in here at the strong safety position. He's just reading it right back in here. He sets it. There's the guy. He's reading it back in the backfield back there. And he throws a bad pass. He hangs a ball in the middle. As we said earlier, in these zone defenses, there's always going to be a safety sitting back in the middle of the field.
Ball at the 34 of Dallas. 3:05 remaining. Farrell. Straight ahead for about 3.
Well, you can't say enough about him. We've been calling his name all day, not only in pass defense, but he has made an awful lot of plays up at the line of scrimmage. When they're in run downs, they'll line him up at strong safety up near the tight end, let him support the run, passing down, sit him back there in the middle, let him roam in the middle and go to the ball.
We'll call it a 2-yard gain by Farrell. We'll bring up a 2nd and 8. 2:33 remaining in the contest.
Awfully important for the offense to get a first down on the ground here to put the clock in your favor.
Farrell, the lone back. Farrell, the ball carrier. 2-yard gain up to the 30. Will bring up a 3rd and 6. And a timeout has been called by Dallas.
Dallas using their timeout right before the 2-minute warning. That way you get an extra timeout. You get a 2-minute warning is your other timeout.
Take a look at Jimmy Johnson.
Dick Nolan, secondary coach for the Cowboys.
Last week's victory and certainly the impressive showing this week probably took the monkey off the coaching staff as much as the players as well.
Sure, no doubt. I think that's the first thing you look at whether a team is going good or going bad is how they're prepared.
And Gene Stallings, of course, as you said at the top of the show, Kenny, in no way would allow his players to use any kind of excuse, and he's learned from some of the best.
Gentleman there with the glasses doing the talking right there is Jim Schaffner, their offensive coordinator. Very smart offensive mind. I think that whole staff has done a really good job with a team that's really injury riddled. They've got a rookie quarterback in there playing right now, and that group of coaches right there, they've done a good job.
And the man with the headset on, Tim Rosenbaugh, the rookie quarterback out of Washington State, taking first in the supplemental round, learning on the sidelines.
Third down over there. That discussion is whether or not to throw the football. Do you throw the football and risk turnover, or do you run the ball on extremely long yard 7 and not pick up the first down? That's the discussion.
3rd and 6. Sikahema and Farrell, the backs. Play action.
Oh, good call.
And Tupa dives for the first down. That size helps him out a lot.
Strong, straight, strong legs. He's a strong kid. He's about 220 pounds, and it pays off right there.
6'4", 220. Now this is close enough for the measurement. It looked like Tupa had dove for the first down, but the spot was all important, and we'll see. Inches. And as we hit the 2-minute warning,
I think you go for it.
I gotta believe so.
I think you go for it. Even if you don't make it, even if it's 4th down, they hold you. You turn the ball over, 25-yard line, still have to go the length of the field.
2-minute warning. Dallas trails by 4. Thanks. Gene Stallings, 2 minutes left in the ball game, 4th and inches. Snake, put yourself inside of Gene Stallings' head. What would you call here?
If I had to call right here, I'd bring in my short yardage people, whether it's 2 tight ends or 3 tight ends, and go to my normal short yardage offense. If you can't make a half a yard, then you don't deserve to win anyway. So go up there and try to knock them off the ball. They're not going to do that. They're going to go with their wide people. They're still going 2 tight ends, though, but only 1 back.
That 1 back is Earl Farrell. And Tupa decides to take it himself. Let's see where they spot it. He certainly didn't get very far in terms of that leg driving.
It's easy to say after the fact, JB, but I don't particularly like the call. I think you take your big 230-pound fullback and give it to him and let him hammer it up in there or go over the top.
Well, Tom Dooley wants to measure. And Phoenix did not make it, so Dallas will get the ball with 1:55 remaining as Gene Stallings looks on in disbelief.
Well, again, as I said, I think I lined my fullback up right behind me. And like I said, it's easy to say that after the fact, but if I had the call to make, I would take Errol Farrell and give that ball to him out of the backfield and let him bang it up in there or go up over the top. I don't think you ask your quarterback to do that. I understand it's extremely short yardage, but I want the big guy with the ball.
So Troy Aikman takes over with 1:55 remaining. Cowboys need a touchdown to win it. Out of the shotgun. Aikman throws it and is hit. It's complete to Dixon. A foot race. Touchdown, Dallas. Aikman pays the price, delivers the pass to James Dixon, who turns it into a 75-yard pass play for a touchdown, and Aikman has yet to move. Well, Ken Stabler, that 4th and inches play for Phoenix could turn out to be the biggest one, as Jimmy Johnson runs out to check on the franchise. Troy Aikman, who was absolutely leveled at the time he released it. And if anything, you certainly give Aikman high marks for the poise and credit for hanging in there knowing he was going to get creamed.
You knew he was going to get popped. You're going to see it right here. And I think you really have to like this in this young man. A very high pressure point of the game, and watch him hold the ball knowing he's going to get popped, and then when he gets hit, look what he gets on it. He steps up in there to buy some time, really gets nailed, but watch where the ball ends up. It couldn't be thrown any better. Couldn't be thrown any better. Right out front, he catches the ball on a dead run, and of course Dixon's got great speed, and he's off to the races.
So Troy Aikman, who had missed 5 weeks of play, in his first action since, pays the price with a tremendous hit.
Another angle of the lick right here. Hanging in there, hanging in there. And the guy that hits him's got up ahead of steam, too. There he comes right there. Right in the chops.
So Dallas burns a timeout as the medical staff attends to Troy Aikman.
You want to now,
tonight on CBS, he's one of the world's most accomplished jazz trumpet players. When he feels like it, he'll tell you what's on his mind. That's Miles Davis. It's tonight on 60 Minutes. Then it's Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. That's followed by the CBS Sunday movie, The Return of Sam McCloud, starring Dennis Weaver. That's all coming your way tonight on CBS. Well, while we await a report from the field on Troy Aikman, to take a look at the Cardinals discussing things, plenty of time, 1:43 remaining for the Cardinals to try to walk down the field.
Well, there's a meeting of the minds right there. There's Jim Schaffner in the glasses talking to his receiving core, Jay Novacek. There's Hogaboom helping out Holmes. There's everybody. I know they're in shock after that, but what they need to do is they got to get over on the sidelines.
For the guy who...
And you get over there, you're in shock after that big play, but there's still plenty of time. There's 1:43. Those guys have to get over there, figure out what we can do in 1:43, because they've still got a shot at it.
So Dallas with 1 timeout remaining, Phoenix with 2 timeouts remaining. And Snake, has been the battle of the young quarterbacks. Hogaboom, of course, gave way after the first half to Tom Tupa, who came on and has done a magnificent job for Phoenix.
Good job by the young quarterback of coming in there and getting him in there. And I think that 4th down play really hurt him an awful lot. Obviously, it did.
Snake, now it looks like Anthony Bell. We were trying to decipher the number, but it looks like Anthony Bell who came in to apply that hit.
55. It is Anthony Bell. Anthony Bell is coverage. In his coverage, nobody releases out. It frees him up, and then Aikman steps up in there, and boy, he really put a hit on him.
Anthony Bell, of course, the 4th-year linebacker out of Michigan State. And Coach Gene Stallings, not sure if this is what he had in mind, but he told us before the game that if there was one thing he'd like to see out of Anthony Bell, and that's for him to make more big plays. And that may very well qualify as Aikman gets up and walks away under his own power. So a lot of sighs of relief down Dallas way. Troy Aikman and James Dixon have been awfully productive this afternoon. Dixon 6 catches for 203 yards and 1 touchdown. So a very impressive afternoon, and we'll wait to see whether Aikman will come on if they get the ball back or if it'll be Walsh. In the meantime, Luis Zendejas with the point after. High snap, but he drills it through, so the Cowboys move out in front by a field goal. One play covering 75 yards, and it took a grand total of 12 seconds. And Dallas with the quick strike, back ahead, looking for victory number 2 of the season. And Dixon, as a rookie snake, putting together some very impressive numbers in the Dallas record book.
Well, 6 catches, 203 yards, and a touchdown, and that's the 5th best in Dallas history. They've had some great receivers there when you think of Tony Hill and Drew Pearson and great receivers of that nature.
I think it's fairly obvious that Aikman, caution being taken there, concussion indeed. They were checking the right side, just below the earlobe. So Luis Zendejas will be kicking off for Dallas. Back deep for the Cardinals, Vi Sikahema and Darrell Usher. Sikahema from the 1. Dropped at about the 21. Give the credit to Bill Bates. So Tom Tupa will come on with 1:38 remaining in the contest. Phoenix trailing by 3. And keep in mind that the Cardinals have 2 timeouts remaining. Dallas just 1.
Well, this will be a real growing experience for the young quarterback. These are the situations where you learn an awful lot about the young quarterback, and he can learn a lot about himself. High pressure situation, having to go the length of the field against a good, tough Dallas defense.
3 wide outs in for the Cardinals. Don Holmes to the near side.
It's a 47 package.
To Vi Sikahema. Dropped at the 26-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on the play.
You know, Vi Sikahema is trying to make something happen, but I think in that case, with all those people over there, you go ahead and get as many as you can and get out of bounds and preserve your time.
Tupa's pass is batted down. Tony Tolbert, the rookie out of Texas El Paso, will bring up a 3rd down situation, 3rd and 5.
I think they're going to have to throw the ball down the field a little bit more, JB. What they're doing is Dallas is forcing them to take that little short stuff, so because the clock is working in their favor, they're sitting back there in that 47 and they're playing zone with 7 defensive backs, making them take the short stuff. They've got to find a way to get the ball 15, 20 yards down the field.
And they take your advice, and it's complete. Touchdown, Phoenix. Ernie Jones. Al Del Greco lifts the Cardinals back in front of the Dallas Cowboys. There is a flag on the play. So the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Phoenix on top, 24-20.
Well, here's a safety. Here's a corner. They're playing a double-type zone. I'm not sure that Albrighton, the safety right back over there, gets back into that deep area that he is supposed to cover. There's Jones right down the sidelines, and the deep help on the outside. He's late getting over. He's late. He takes a flat angle. The receiver runs by him because of the flat angle. Nice throw by Tupa, and he rings the bell.
Just that quickly. 3 plays covering 78 yards, 45 seconds off the clock, and there's 58 seconds remaining in the contest. Now, it'll be interesting to see whether or not Troy Aikman is clear-headed enough to come back and guide the troops. Dixon can't find a handle on the ball. Phoenix recovers at the 2. Walter Reeves.
Well, he fumbles the ball once he gets it. He never really had it fresh in his hands. And then they're really coming on. There's Garth Jacks, 53, who makes the initial hit to shake it loose. And the Cardinals are in business. I'm telling you, business.
Give Garth Jacks the credit, the former Cowboy. Playing like a man possessed. And Phoenix takes it back over at the 2. First and goal from the 2.
Walter Reeves, 89, comes up with it.
And Tupa does what you like to call.
Yeah, that win the play. I mean, that's the right call, too. The fans don't like it. They want to see you score as much as you can, but they have to realize that if you run the ball up in there, you have a chance of the ball fumbling, somebody picking it up, running it back. This way, you don't have to worry about an exchange problem. Center gives it to quarterback, kneel down, run the clock out.
Boy, Gene Stalling said, hey, let me tell you, I have taken plenty of notes in my years of coaching from Bear Bryant and Tom Landry, whom he's still very close to. And his team coming back strong.
See those backs lined up extremely close to the quarterback. The reason for that is if there is a fumble snap, they'll be right around it to help recover.
And that'll do it as Gene Stallings, the man who says, I refuse to let my team use the injuries as an excuse, drives the team to victory 24-20 over the Dallas Cowboys. Phoenix improves its record to 5-5. Dallas drops to 1-9. Arizona, where the final score is Phoenix 24, Dallas 20. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.